Hey, we're the Talkers. I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
I'm June.
I'm Owal.
Here's another episode of
After Shift.
So, how's everyone doing today?
Great.
Awesome weekend.
Awesome weekend to look forward to. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We already have a YouTube channel. You just simply have to go to youtube.com and you might want to type it after_shift. All of our previous episodes are actually uploaded there. So if you have missed it, please do visit that channel. You might also want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and also visit our Facebook page. You might want to invite and share your friends. Also, we would really be appreciative of that.
Okay, share the love.
Yeah, share the love.
Very nice.
Right? So, how's everyone doing? How are you guys?
We're great.
Right, another great weekend. And over the past few weeks, and since we started, we've been receiving
Oh, yeah.
a lot of feedback from FB and all, and verbal suggestions about what topic should we discuss. And we picked one interesting topic, and that topic would be
Yeah, common disagreements among couples or in a relationship. What are some of those petty things that couples fight about or argue about? It can lead from something petty, very small, and again, it's going to get bigger and bigger. I
Right.
mean, what are those? What causes it? And yeah, we can actually start by giving out a list of some of the things.
and
that
we have a
actually cause
lot, right?
Yeah,
do.
there's
Yes.
a lot on the list.
it. Yeah.
And there will be a lot more interesting that I think you have to anticipate about.
And if they have any suggestions, they can simply write the comments on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
This
Again.
is just simple list. So if they have something on mind,
Yeah, if you have any suggestions or comments or feedback, again, be free to leave those comments on FB, okay, and on Twitter too. So let's try to break down the list that we have here. Again, common things that people or that couples do argue about. Again, it can be from something petty, and then it's going to lead to something worse. Let's try to talk.
chaos or havoc.
Yeah. First on the list, being late. Do you think
Right.
that can actually cause an argument among couples?
Well, I think I can speak for one. Like, you know how we girls are. Like, we prepare to
Yeah.
look good.
Mhm.
And because of that, I think guys get a little tick off of that. Like, if they text, "Where are you now?" "I'm on my way." But actually, you're in the
Yeah,
process of still preparing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just doesn't stop. I think it does not only focus on being late, coming to a date or going out. I think one could also mean that be one if you're texting your boyfriend and you replied late. Because I had an experience like that, and there's this one guy I dated in the past.
How many?
X effect again, Trish?
I think you always have something with your ex.
Anyway, continue, Trish. We're listening.
Yes, we are. Open ears.
Go
You know
ahead.
how before you use Sun Cellular because they said that's the network of lovers, because before they give the all day text promo and call promo.
It's
So-
cheap, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we use that, and sometimes the network is not really that good. So I just failed to text or
Or
to
call.
reply or to call, and I think I remember 20 messages from him.
Oh my god.
Which include curses because I did not
Seriously?
reply on time.
Wow.
Right. I'm not talking about you, by the way.
There's always a disclaimer.
Talking about
No,
you.
he's talking about you.
But you
She's
were late
talking
for the
about
reason
you.
of what?
I don't think there's an issue with the network. I did not get any of his messages at that
I
time.
get your point. It's okay to be late rather than to be fugly.
Pero I think it's an admission that girls are always late when it comes to date. Is that what you mean?
Not really always, but I think it takes us time to prepare, because like especially me, I have frizzy hair, so
You have a lot of
And you
chucha.
want us guys to understand that okay,
we always want to look
June
good.
has
in
also
front of-
frizzy hair.
frizzy hair.
So does that give him excuse to be late?
No, but guys actually have that tendency to be late too.
Right.
I honestly believe that guys have that has a bigger chance of actually being late.
Really?
Yeah. Based on experience, I actually admit that at times I'm late. Yeah, and my partner would actually get upset. It's sometimes it can be a point of argument. Again, this is something petty, but if you don't address it,
Right.
it's really going to get
Yeah.
worse.
But I also hope you understand for the people who's waiting, it's really upsetting. It ruins my day.
Punctuality is a
Exactly.
personality, and that
Right.
means it's how eager you want to see your lover, right? Wow.
No, but as much,
Well, pa.
but of course, as much as possible, you don't want to be late. I mean, especially if you
Yeah.
were to meet up with your partner, because it's your way of actually valuing that person.
Right.
It's your way of valuing her time.
That's
right?
true.
Again, and you're right, Drew. If you really want to be with that person, I mean, I'm sure being late should not be an issue.
It might
It's better
sound
for
petty.
you. It's better for you to wait rather than
Then be late.
correct.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's move on to the next one then.
What about common likes and dislikes? Let's say you guys differ in terms of interest in food, hobbies,
Movies.
music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my
Fashion sense could be
Yeah.
one too,
Right.
right? So what do you guys think?
Yes, alternative versus what do you call
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
Rock.
Let's say.
Can that be-
That's a good point.
No, but can that be a cause of argument? Can that be a
Yes.
cause of conflict among couples? I mean,
Yes.
if somehow they differ in terms of of what kind of food to eat, or
I have an
what they do.
example for music actually, because if you're passionate about the music or the genre that you're listening to, and then your partner just started bashing what you're listening to,
Yeah.
like
It's a cause of argument.
right, that can cause an argument, as if because you're really passionate about what you're listening, and if
Right.
someone
Yeah.
tells bad things about what you're listening, I think that becomes personal.
And at the same time, that person consider your music as noise or what.
Right.
Say, for example, for people who likes Metallica or
Right.
noisy music, something like that, or loud music.
Another example, GMA Network versus ABS.
Ayan. Kasi isa lang yung TV.
Walang cable ka.
local
Oh,
channels.
so kawawang person no?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you know what? I might want to add here. What do you call this? Interest in terms of channels or movies or
Sports over
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's a degree of truthfulness about Sharon and Gabby arguing about where to press the toothpaste appropriately, whether
wow, June
Yeah.
Boy Abunda.
I'm not really sure about that. That's what I'm saying. It can be a
Nandun ka
cause
kay
of
Coneta.
argument. There.
Okay, what about choice of clothing? Like, have you ever experienced like your partner would somehow notice like how you dress up, and then he or she would actually like ask you to change your outfit because he or she doesn't like
Kunwari,
the way you dress up?
yeah.
Okay, I'm guilty of that.
Bakit
Okay?
pinagdamit kang babae, finors ka?
Check. Hindi, pinagdamit ako na lingerie.
Oh no!
Hindi kasi I'm very particular talaga with clothes. Ako, kilala niyo ako pag clothes talaga.
Yeah.
Kasi, for example, punta kang church, nakachinelas ka. So, of course,
It's not appropriate. So
exactly, yun, di ba? It's breeding.
Ah,
It's the proper
upbringing.
Exactly. Bakit pupunta ka sa mga nakachinelas? Kung may mag-away ka, bakit nakachinelas?
Right.
Ganun, di ba? So, choices of clothes can also be a reason or can be a cause of an
Yeah,
argument as well.
it's like you can tell your partner, bakit mo pakialaman? This is my
For
style.
boys.
This is how I dress up. So, you don't love me because of how I dress, or you don't.
Exactly.
You should accept me for whatever. Like,
How about
this
for
is my-
boys? For you, Chino, for you and June, naka-skimpy ako, pek shorts ako.
Anong skimpy?
Skimpy, like very tight.
Very
Very
tight.
tight. Oo, syempre naman kapag ka ganun, you'll be conscious with your
Exactly.
with the girl, with
Kasi
your girl,
just-
and you don't want him to be, you don't want her to be.
Feast in the eyes.
Yeah.
For me,
Mga
this is
ganyan.
very mababaw. This is very shallow. So, and in my situation, I normally would inquire or would ask my partner's opinion about it. Like, syempre, siya yung titingin sa akin eh. She would be the one looking at me. So, there's no one else to impress to but her. So, I want to impress her. So,
Right.
the best way to go about it is to ask her opinion about it.
Pero meron tayong
It's not
tinatawag
gonna-
decency naman, di ba?
Yeah.
O, alam naman, samahan mo, okay lang ba sa'yo na naka-bra yung partner, naka-panty lalabas?
Of course not. Yeah, that makes sense.
Decency lang siguro din.
Yeah.
My breathing. Yeah.
Trish, what do you think?
I think my take on it is it really depends on the situation that you're in. Like, I mean, not the situation, but the occasion, I guess. Like, you wouldn't want to take the personality of your partner because you want them to change how
Exactly.
they look and how
Right.
they dress. But I think partners should also keep in mind where they're going. If your dress or your clothing causes attention that might lead to conflict
Right.
at the later part of the day.
Right.
Reading.
Oo, kasi ikaw sa bahay niyo, 'di ba, nag-heels ka pa.
Oo, nag-heels
sa
pa.
loob ng bahay.
So imagine the conflict can actually accelerate to, or can what do you call this? It can escalate to not just within you guys, but let's say again, if
Other people.
if your girlfriend's way of clothing or way of fashion is like masyadong sexy or
Mystica.
what.
Right.
Yeah, conflict outside for sure, because
Right.
guys would look at her, would stare at, and you don't want that. You don't want your girl to be
Humiliated.
kumbaga mabastos or
Tama.
humiliate, right?
Tama.
So, yeah, you might want to keep that in mind, right? What about FB status?
Wow.
Status.
Alam mo there's a lot of people.
Facebook status.
Wait lang, question.
Yeah.
For those of you who had a relationship, is it really appropriate or is it really necessary for you to post a status na, oh, kami na. Ganon.
But before we answer that question, have you ever?
Yes, oo.
Oh, yun naman pala.
Have you ever what? I'm sorry.
Have you ever put your status
The
there as
relationship
in
in a
a
relationship
relationship with that
Okay.
Let me answer that question.
Oh.
I think for me, it is.
Yeah.
Why?
Bakit?
Because I want people to know I'm proud that I'm with this guy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to let other people know that we are in a relationship.
Exactly, I'm
Nice.
proud that I'm in a relationship with Pangga.
Sige na,
Okay, my take on this one, because I've actually asked a few friends about this one. Like, does it really matter if you post your relationship status on FB? And some of the guys that I've talked to about this said that it's no biggie, because
And for guys, I think.
if you sign up for a Facebook account, it's actually one of the questions that are being asked. Like, what is your relationship status?
Status.
Right.
So it's going to ask you if you are in a relationship, domestic partnership, it's complicated,
Right.
single, married, and the like.
Widow.
So what's your personal take on
Yeah,
that?
my personal take on it is it actually doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I don't want to. I mean, it's not because I'm not proud of my relationship. It's just that I want to keep my relationship private. I mean, based on my experience in the past. Oh my God! Again, it was really
Okay.
crazy. I'm sure some of you guys. I mean, I'm sure you guys have an idea or had an idea as to how that went way back, and I just don't like the idea of you exposing to the whole world what you guys are doing always. Like, I want it private.
It
It's
makes
just between
sense.
me. I mean,
Okay.
It does.
I also
That's
want
my
to
take on
defend
it.
my opinion is that there are limitations.
Yeah.
Bakit ko sasabihin lahat dun sa Facebook, di ba?
Right.
There are limitations. It's just the relationship status, not kung anong ginagawa namin, nagdi-dinner kami, kumakain kami lahat, and
Right.
all.
Right.
Again,
Ito
yun,
pa, I
limitations.
remember, again, in that crazy past relationship
Crazy
of mine.
cuckoo.
Yeah. She would actually force me to she would force me. Okay? So in short, I don't want to post it, but she's forcing me, and she's going to be upset if in case I don't post it on FB
Right.
that we are in a relationship and
Well,
we're
that
doing
can be
this and that.
disagreement.
So
That is a disagreement.
that's actually, yeah. So many times we have argued
That's
about
already-
it, and it's, oh my God.
Well, I think
It's
my
crazy.
take on it is it's okay, I think, for you to post your relationship status, but it's not okay to, if you're in a disagreement, you'll post something bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's true.
Exactly.
Right.
Or one perfect example is when you break up with someone and then you change
And
your relationship status.
and
after
that's-
a few hours.
Exactly.
Right.
And then all of the people in your friends would actually see the
Correct.
post and they
But
would
I
start
don't-
commenting on
But I
it.
don't really think that there's really something bad
No.
about it, really. Publicly announcing that you are in a relationship, I think is generally good. I mean,
Yeah.
telling others
That's
that
true.
you are in a relationship,
That's
it
true.
also
Again, there are limitations.
Yeah.
there should be
But as long as
limitations.
you assure your partner
Right.
that everything's okay, everything's good between us, and you still treat her right. I mean, I don't think there is a problem with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, it's all about
I
privacy for
agree.
me. That's why I would opt not to.
Okay.
It's just between the two of us.
Sure.
Anyway, there. What about meeting the parents? Some guys would actually demand for
Guys or
for them.
girls?
Actually, both. Yeah, I guess it goes both ways. But others would actually demand for them to meet the parents of their partner. Like, kailan mo ba ako papakilala sa mom and dad mo?
Yeah.
right?
Because I think the reason why
Assurance.
Yeah.
girls or guys would like to meet the parents or would like their parents to know that this is the person that they're dating is because one, they wanted to know how their parents perceive the girl that they're dating.
Exactly.
I mean, I know family members' opinion is important. Eventually, if in case you will marry the person, you want this person to be in harmony with the
in-laws.
in-
Like you wanted to see the
family,
chemistry, like
It
right?
secures the girl or the guy at the same time
Exactly.
that we're both serious about this. We're stepping into this because we
Correct.
want you guys to know that we are exclusive.
Yeah,
Right.
And
but
there you go.
okay, but I guess the argument starts or the conflict would start if
The other
one,
part.
Wouldn't
the
want
person
to.
would not want to
Or not prepared.
because
Not
of certain
prepared.
issues,
Right.
such as them not being
I'm not
prepared,
prepared.
probably especially on the girls' end,
Yeah.
like takot sa daddy,
Right.
right? Because the dad might not
Daddy's girl.
might take it negatively.
Takot, yeah.
No, see, that's based on what I heard from my friends. Like
And
girls would normally have this tendency
And
na
at the
takot
same
sila sa dad, what the dad might say.
yeah, and at the same time, the fear of getting married right away. Kasi parang ang ibig sabihin nun, we have to get married because the parents know anyway. Why prolong
Right.
it and all if we're already acquainted or we are already familiar with our parents or
It's not
ganyan.
marriage.
Another reason I think, which I think we will touch on later, is if the girl is in a different religion,
Ayan.
and then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
start asking like, "Are you also this? I mean, are you also part of this group?"
Wow.
And there are religion who would really demand you or
Yeah, for your partner to actually convert.
Convert, right?
Right. Alam mo, meron akong story dyan eh.
sige, pagkwento ka.
Because based on
Statistics?
statistics, hindi naman statistics. Based on my previous relationship,
Sige,
it
kwento
was
ka.
really something, and I would have to say a concerning thing for the parents that they found out that I am of a different religion. Kasi ano siya eh, conservative, traditional
Roman
Catholic,
Catholic,
or as in sagrado katoliko ganito. And then when the parents found out, it's just that they were like surprised that I'm not
Catholic.
Roman
Wow.
Catholic yung ganun. So I think it actually has an impact with the both of us kasi paano yan? June, hindi ka are you willing to convert and all? And I'm not really into like I want to argue with that or to I think it's okay. It's a leap of faith na whatever
Sana.
happens, okay lang naman mangyari yun. And then that can really be a cause of a disagreement when it comes
Actually,
to
there's a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot of couples who would end up arguing and parting ways.
Correct.
And we would eventually part ways because one doesn't want to compromise.
Right.
Okay.
kaya nga si Daniel Padilla at saka sino ba yun?
Si Catherine Bernardo.
Oh, what about
Diba?
see, boy, abunda in the hizzle.
Hindi ko alam ah.
Hindi ba nga sila?
May cable kayo?
Very updated.
Different ang religion nila. So,
Guys,
they're not deciding
May
yet.
cable lang talaga si June.
Wow. Meron talaga.
Pero tatlong channel lang. RPN, IBC.
Shut up! Alright. At least flat screen, 32
Wow.
inch. Ay, 32 inch.
So, at least naka-smart TV ako.
Okay, hold on. What about choice of friends?
Yes.
What if, for example, I'm sure, or I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but did it ever come to a point wherein your partner would actually tell you that he or she doesn't like your friends? So if let's say magpapaalam ka, you would inform your partner na, I'm just going out with these sets of friends.
Yes.
Parang it would lead to him or her not really allowing you because I don't like your friends.
Correct.
What do you guys think about that?
Because before the relationship happens, I mean, you already have your sets of friends, right?
Right.
And sometimes the boyfriend or the girlfriend doesn't like the set of friends, right? So sometimes that can be a point of argument. And to the point na pag lumabas ka, huwag kang lumabas dyan. I mean, being judgmental, di ayan.
Lalo na kapag yung girlfriend napaka-conservative tapos sasabihin nila, ay, umiinom or ganyan-ganyan. And also, the girl would typically limit the guy from going with his friends.
So, yung choices lang naman din ng girlfriend or boyfriend is either to go with the friends or to follow the boyfriend.
Right.
And then, syempre, kapag medyo rebellious yung girl or yung boy, doon, argue tayo. Bakit? Ganyan.
And it comes to a point that the boyfriend or the girlfriend would ask to have the
Yun,
partner choose
exactly.
between going out with
Oh,
your friends
yeah.
or going out with
And
me.
that's
Oh my
the
God.
dilemma.
Right.
that's actually a crazy
Situation.
crazy situation because why would you let your partner choose between you
Mhm.
and
And
his or her friends?
Right.
That's crazy. I mean,
Away.
yeah, it's really crazy for me. I
Away
don't
or
want to
break.
place myself in that kind of position
There you
or
go.
situation. Anyway, what about privacy issues?
Privacy issues.
Sharing of FB, your password in Facebook, or how about you guys exchanging or checking each other's phones for text messages, calls, and the like, and emails too?
First question for everyone: are you comfortable sharing your password and all of your personal information to
Yeah.
your partner?
I'm
with you?
confident.
I mean, personally speaking.
I'm
Yeah,
confident.
Yeah.
That's
As
actually-
long as the motive, wala kang ginagawa,
Uh,
I think that's good. It's
and at the
okay.
same time, have you really tried getting into his phone just to
Sometimes.
check?
Oh my god. I remember my
How about
past
you, Chino?
oh my god, my past relationship again, crazy as it may sound. She knows everything. Like all of my passwords, my email, my Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Friendster.
And the crazy thing about it is that sometimes it would come to a point or it would lead to a point wherein she's actually the one posting on FB
Maybe that's
on my behalf. And I don't even know it. She would make changes.
cool.
So my take on it, as much as possible, is I have my own thing. You have your own thing. I mean, yeah, I have my own privacy. You have your own privacy. We have to respect each other's privacy, and at the same time, trust should be there.
Trust.
Right.
Because if you would do that, it's all bottoms down to trust issues. Kasi
Right.
do you really trust your partner or not?
Right.
Why are you doing that? What's your
Exactly.
intention?
Well, I think it depends on the intention. Like for me, I would share my, let's say, my email account, and then if I forgot to send something like, Beb, chat.
Yeah. Babe.
So Beb.
Okay,
Like,
so
can you check if this person already sent me the message, and then I will give my password.
That-
It depends on the intention, but for me personally, I wouldn't give out my Facebook password because I just
Access.
want to share that information. Like for me, I think we are still individual people in that I have my set of friends.
one
so-
is unique.
Correct.
right. I don't want him to see what we're talking
But
about.
I think girls would really want to know access more than guys kasi they have this female instincts. Kasi hindi maiwasan yun eh. Kapag nagtataka, sino kaya yun? Bakit kaya hindi yun?
Hey, but you know what?
Hindi, diba? I
Or,
think
or
it's
sometimes
normal.
if that person is always telling stories about that person always, like you would be curious. Like for me, I for one would do that. I would check, where's this person that he keeps on talking about?
Again, it's all about making your partner feel assured
Right.
and
Right.
secured at the same time. Because I don't think because if your partner is
That
is
would
secured about the relationship or is really assured, I don't think he or she would think about doing that.
Right.
So it's all about that assurance. Crazy.
Which means I was not assured.
Oh.
And going back to what you said earlier, June, about girls are more prone to actually
Checking Facebook.
are the ones really checking FB and the phone. I think guys also have this tendency.
Seriously,
Right.
It's I don't know. I based on again what I heard from my friends, they would really consider checking their girlfriend's phone and I'm like again I don't get it. You have your own thing. She has her own thing.
Right.
Let her be. Respect her privacy. I don't know. Anyway, what about financial? When we talk about financial, like sharing of money, what else? Money in particular. Like, what do you guys think about this one? Do you think this can be a cause of
Yes,
conflict?
definitely. Especially if, let's say you have a partner and the other one
Earns more.
earns more.
Oh, so ego
Ego,
can again be a factor here. What about if let's say a partner would, or if one couple would actually be living together, would be staying in one place, like and
Sharing
Yeah,
expenses.
Sharing expenses,
I
right.
think before you live in, you have to set the rules first. Para at least it should be equal. Oh, itong babayaran,
all
itong
cards are
babayaran.
laid down.
Exactly.
That's right.
Ganyan.
That's why I think in the previous episode I said, like you also, I think it's important, like in our status, to also check the financial status of the person because I'm not saying that I'm materialistic, but because
Let's
sometimes
face it.
you want to go out and go to a nice restaurant, and if this guy cannot afford it, of course you would want to shell out, and it's not every time that you want to
Yeah.
shell out money just to just to go to a place that you really want.
Yeah, and also remember in the previous in Dating 101, that episode, I mentioned about if it's just dating, I mean, guys should get the bill, but
Right.
we're talking about being in a relationship now.
Right.
So it's okay to actually share expenses,
Right.
but you might want to. It's a give and take situation. Okay, you don't want your partner to always spend and spend and spend, and vice versa. I mean, again, it has to be give and take.
And it's not just limited to that because sometimes pwedeng yung lalaki has a very high ego where the girl or the partner is well off and yung parents or yung family is prominent, right? And parang ang sitwasyon is lupa ako at langit siya, mga ganun lang mga peg, di ba? So that can be a cause of conflict too.
Right.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Siyempre, ayaw ng family na hampas lupa ka lang.
Right. If
Hindi, inano ko lang sa drama.
no, because sometimes parents can actually be. I mean, some parents are actually traditional, right? Like
Dapat yung
they just
kayamanan mo, pantay sa kayamanan ko.
right. I guess some parents would actually have this intention of they just want what's best for their for the
Right.
daughter or their son. I mean, not for anything else.
Right.
So
And then I think if you would be a parent yourself, you wouldn't want your kid to date someone.
A beggar.
or a kawawang person.
Because
person.
ultimately, that's where we're leading. You date someone because you wanted to have a partner like forever or in life. So you really wanted someone who can financially support you if in case you move on to the next step of marrying the person. So I think that's just one of their concerns. I have a question for you guys. What about moral values?
Moral
I
values.
think that's also one cause of disagreement.
This can actually be linked to the ones that June was mentioning earlier about religion.
Religion, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you would have to talk about it when there's a set of values or principles per religion, pwedeng sabihin natin magkaiba lang yung name ng religion but it has the same principle anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing here is that it may impact the relationship because hindi calibrated Hindi calibrated yung way of thinking of the principles at the same time.
Kasi when we say moral values, kunwari itong the other family says po and opo, and the other
They're not used to it, probably
Yes.
Americanized, or it's not used to the opo and
It's
opo.
gonna be a point. It's gonna be an argument or disagreement of both partners.
Right, and let me also talk about one of the most interesting thing about relationship is sex. Like if you're right, like
Sexual compatibility.
right, like if you're if you're the person who is very traditional, who would really wait to be married before doing
Ayan.
that thing, I think that could also be a conflict of interest. If that could be a disagreement if the other person is not really prepared to do it.
So like one is liberated, one is a little reserved, or
Right.
Of course, I think it's gonna be ugly if you, let's say, you come to a point of having sex already, and then while you're having sex, you have your manual. This is step number 1. This is
Oh my God.
this is step number 3, right? It's gonna be awkward.
yeah. So this actually is pretty much tied up with morals too, I would say, because again, you don't want to force that person to do it if he or she doesn't want to, and at the same time, when we talk about sexual compatibility, I mean, you wouldn't really know that until such time that you get to that point,
Exactly.
Yes.
wherein you would really have to do it.
You're already in the bed.
Yeah, already there. But you know what? This should not be much of an issue. Again, if you really love your partner, I mean,
Right.
if you feel that your partner is really not that good, you might want to guide your partner, right?
Right.
You might want to teach her the ropes. Okay, but don't judge that person. Don't judge your partner, right?
So I think what we can learn from this is
Don't be late.
right, I think one is to avoid disagreements in relationships. One, you should always try to give and take.
Right.
Exactly. That's why it's
Right.
called relationship. It's a give and take.
Yeah, you learn how to compromise.
Right.
Again, it takes two to tango. It cannot be give, take. It's
Right.
give and take.
Right. And of course, ultimately, try to accept your
Yeah.
partner for who they are, because definitely you wouldn't fall in love with a person if you did not like everything that they are. And try not to change the person.
Right.
Learn to accept them.
Don't force that person to change for you. Let that person change naturally. Again, if that person really loves you, he or she's going to change for the better
Right.
for you.
Agree.
You don't need to force that person to change.
Yes.
Anyway, we're both individuals. I mean, two different individuals.
Yeah, you might be unique, you might have your differences, but at the end of the day, as long as you accept and understand each other,
Exactly.
it will work. It will
Right.
eventually
Accept
work,
and
or it will really
understand.
work.
Correct.
So, listeners, what do you think? You might want to again share us your thoughts about our new podcast episode. And again, you might want to put your comments there on our Facebook page. Again, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. So, for now, talkers, we're signing off. Thank you and have a good day.
Bye guys. Happy
Bye, guys.
weekend.